delighted to have. Let me say I'm also very, very pleased by the news we received this morning that the Kosovo Albanians have agreed to sign the peace agreement. And I want to thank Mr. Solana and Secretary Albright and all the others who have worked on this so hard. And I would encourage Mr. Milosevic to agree to the terms as well, so that we can avoid further conflict and bloodshed.
Mr. President,
Think they will? The Serbs will go along with it?
I don't know. I hope they will. I think it's clearly the right thing to do. From his point of view, I think it's the best chance to preserve the integrity of Serbia and avoid economic and other adversity. So I would hope that he would do that.
Mr. President, is it a certainty that NATO will strike if he doesn't sign? Is that
well,
for sure?
one at a time.
Is it a certainty that NATO will strike the Serbs if Milosevic does not sign?
Well, all I can tell you is I think we have a clear statement out there about what our policy is, and if he shows intransigence and aggression, I think that from my point of view, we would have little option. You might want to ask Mr. Solana what he thinks about that.
Secretary-General?
I agree, yes, what just said the President. I do agree, yes.
Mr. President, how long are you prepared to let these talks in France go on?
Well, I think they ought to be able to talk this through a little bit. I don't know that anyone was absolutely sure the Kosovo Albanians would sign this morning. And peace is better than war, but obviously they can't go on indefinitely. So we need to give everybody time to assess the current situation and where they're going to go from here. But I think the most important thing now is that Mr. Milosevic and the Serbs agreed to sign, and it's clearly the right thing to do.
Mr. President, in the past, NATO has only been willing to act in the wake of extreme atrocities. Why is it credible to threaten the use of military force in this situation if that doesn't take place?
What would your answer be?
My answer is that if an agreement is not reached, if President Milosevic doesn't sign, the risk of a catastrophe will be very likely. And we have to prevent that from happening. And NATO will prevent that from happening.
Let me say it in sort of support of the other NATO allies as well. The reason you're absolutely right. There's not a lot of precedent for what we're trying to do here. But the reason that we work so hard, that Secretary Albright, Secretary Cohen, and the rest of us, the reason we work so hard to get NATO to take this position is to avoid the level of atrocity and death that we saw in Bosnia. We didn't want to go down that road again. We wanted to try to dramatically shorten the timetable from aggression and the loss of innocent life and upheaval to action. And so far, I would say that it seems to have been a successful policy in the sense that we at least have one side now signing on to this peace agreement. And we just have to stay with it. We have to be firm about this.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Thank you.